What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sivaady Unleashed, and let's just dive right into this one. So these people, the media, as well as the Democrats, as well as Rand Paul, have been complaining about these terrorists getting blown to smithereens that keep trying to facilitate and bring drugs onto the United States shores. So these people have been complaining ad nauseum. They're not getting due process. We don't know who these people are. They're just annihilating fishermen. They want you to believe that the most sophisticated military in the world is just lighting people up. They don't know who they are. They just say, hey, there's a speedboat, let's light them up. That's what they want you to believe. But if that wasn't bad enough, listen to Fake Tapper of CNN. Check this. They have the audacity to report this, and this comes out of the AP.
Thanks so much. The Trump administration claims that the U.S. strikes on boats are targeting boats operated by what they call narco-terrorists and cartel members bound for the United States. An Associated Press report finds that for at least 9 of the more than 60 people killed in the strikes, that does not seem to have been the case. In dozens of interviews, quote, residents said the dead men had indeed been running drugs, but were not narco-terrorists or leaders of a cartel or gang, unquote. The report details how the men made up to $500 a trip. Laborers and fishermen, they were low-level career criminals who lived along the poverty-stricken coast of Venezuela. There were people whose families and friends could confirm their deaths only through their absences and by word of mouth.
Well, isn't that beautiful? Now the AP knows more than the U.S. military because they went and did some interviews. They spoke to this person's best friend's uncle, who's also their grandma because they've transitioned. But then that person knows of their uncle's grandfather that, is in the drug trade, but he's low level. He's not up there. He's not a big name. He's just doing he's a low level criminal, a low level drug dealer. We're only getting $500 a pop. We're not getting that big money. We're just working our way up to there. Why did CNN even put this story out there? Fake Tapper didn't look at this and say, you know what, let's just leave this one alone. Let's just ignore this one. Let's just let this one slide. This is what they want you to believe. And Rand Paul is he will die on this hill. He doesn't care about any of the illegals that came across the border and slaughtered innocent women and children. He doesn't care about that. Show me where he fought for any of those people. But now when these terrorists are getting what they deserve and getting annihilated off the face of the planet because they're doing bad, this ruins families, this destroys relationships, husbands, wives, kids, everything, these drugs that are being brought in. Show me Rand Paul fighting any of that. But Rand Paul just believes that, they really deserve their day in court. We should arrest all of them and bring them here and let's have a nice chit chat about what they're doing. No, if you don't want to get blown to smithereens, stop trying to bring drugs into the U.S. Period. That's the real deterrent. That's how you stop these people from doing what they're doing. A couple of them are just going to be like, you know what? It's not worth the trip. You keep the $500. I'm going to go find it somewhere else. I don't need the money that bad because as soon as we come out over the water, it's game over. And that's what you want, a military that doesn't play. But man, we don't know what's really going on because the military doesn't know what's going on. They're just lighting people up and they have no idea. According to the AP, CNN, Rand Paul, and all these people that are just bat-ish crazy, they have no idea what they're talking about. After a while, these drugs are going to stop flooding in, and that's a benefit for everybody involved. So I just had to hop on here real quick because when I heard that, I couldn't believe it. I almost fell out of my chair. I had to rewind it. I said, really? Did he really just say, oh, they're just low-level criminals. They're just low-level drug dealers. They didn't mean no harm. They're not trying to hurt nobody. It's just a little piddly $500 they're getting paid. No big deal, right? This is weakness, and that's why these people have been taking advantage of us for years, and the media wants it to continue. continue, because if they didn't, they wouldn't publish BS nonsense stories like this, where people are going to go run around, and that's going to be the next hill that the Democrats want to fight about, another 80-20 issue. These people are just low-level drug dealers. They shouldn't be getting blown up whatsoever. That's going to be the new hill, just like the Maryland dad and all the other BS. But you guys tell me, maybe it's okay because they're just low level and they're not really high up in there yet. Once they get high enough, then you can annihilate them. But when they're low level, we should have more mercy. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one.